I want to go back to this little segment here when he talks about inner game, because he really talks about the importance of inner game here.
Yeah.
This is Jordan on the second day Friday.
Friend here, Jordan.
Yeah,
who is a proud member of the community. And we're going to be talking about, this is the most important thing, okay? Inner game is the relationship you have with yourself. It's how you treat yourself. It's your beliefs. It's all that. I believe that this is the most important part of success, women, finances, fitness. I believe that this is the X factor that a lot of people do not really try to get handled, and it ends up being a bad problem for them later down in life, okay? Everything comes down to how much you love yourself and respect yourself. You know, how much money you make, the body you have, fucking the girl in your life, all that jazz comes down to inner game. So we're going to talk about that today.
And this is why it's unhelpful to compare yourself to others. Everyone is just a collection of their own experiences and their own subsequent interpretations. Two seemingly identical children, twins even, could experience the same event and produce completely different interpretations of the event. I've asked my siblings about this. I've told them about the things that my parents did that really bothered me, and they can barely remember them. And they're completely fresh in my mind. I remember exactly how I felt at this time, and they're like, they did that? I don't remember them doing that. And we were in the same household. My brother's only almost a year younger than me. We experienced the same things. Shouldn't we be the same? No. It's because we interpret it differently. And so all of you have different upbringings and backgrounds. I've had many clients come to me and say, well, I didn't have it that bad because I know other people that had it worse. I shouldn't deal with my own issues because other people have it worse. I should just deal with it. The problem with that statement is, like, if you were them, having grown up with all the same experiences and interpretations, you would be them. And if they had grown up in your shoes, they would be you. It's not logical to compare yourself to others. And so whatever your internal issues are, whatever your struggles are, it's your own journey. You're allowed to still, no matter what your journey is, you're still allowed to go in and heal yourself. Most of your actions are a direct result of your subconscious beliefs. And you can always consciously override this, but this takes constant energy and concentration to avoid it. So if any of you have really high approach anxiety and you're just feeling like you're forcing yourself to go out, because the natural thing you want to do, the natural thing your subconscious beliefs want you to feel is, don't go talk to that girl. And so you have to muster up all this energy and effort just to go talk to her. And that is a lot of energy. That's a lot of and focus and pressure on yourself. The subconscious beliefs come first. So let's then ask, what are the most common negative subconscious beliefs that people have? My mentor and friend, Ryan Fowler, who many of you probably know, boils them down to 5 things. I'm not good enough for myself. I'm not good enough for others. I'm not good enough to get what I want. I have anger, resentment at myself or others. And I'm not safe. And healthy beliefs are the opposite of those things. I am good enough for myself. I am good enough to get what I want. I am good enough for other people. I don't have anger, hate, and anger and resentment towards others or myself. I do feel safe. And so we're going to do a poll. This is why I asked people to get out their cell phones. I want to hear from you. What do you think other people struggle with the most? I think you clearly see confidence is the largest one. Procrastination, self-doubt, self-worth. I'll read a couple more. Lack of self-worth, getting too distracted, self-hatred, feeling good enough, financial freedom, not meeting your potential, frame, perseverance, taking action, addiction, distrusting others, concentration, progression, long-term planning, social anxiety, inner value, apathy, sleep, worthiness, wealth, comparison, myself, dopamine. These are all very common. And these are all a reflection of basically how you feel about yourself. So self-esteem is basically, do you like yourself? And so, self-hatred, lack of self-worth, Those are, again, toxic shame. I'm not good enough. Confidence is pretty general, but that is often related to you not feeling good enough. You're not confident in yourself. Let's see a couple others. Social anxiety. I'm not good enough for other people. Let's see. Dopamine. That could be used as a method of covering up that feeling of I'm not good enough. Not meeting my potential. I don't feel good enough. I'm not good enough to get what I want. So people with the subconscious belief that they are good enough, back to the planets and the orbiting objects analogy, people with the belief that they are good enough take actions that reflect that belief. For example, I'm good enough for other people, therefore I'm going to make friends and treat them well. Or I'm going to go talk to girls. I'm good enough for girls. That was one of the things I had to get over. Another example, I'm good enough for myself. Therefore, I'm going to take care of myself by eating well, sleeping well, going to the gym, other things. There are tons of possible examples that I could address, but it doesn't work very well in the opposite direction. Going to the gym, sleeping well, eating healthy is not going to make you feel good enough if you didn't feel good enough in the first place. That's really important. And that'll segue me into my next topic, because healthy behavior will only affect your beliefs so much.
All right, guys. So the reason why we're doing this section pretty upfront is I just want you guys.
So I think what Jordan said about the inner game is so really, really, really important, because the big problem that we're having in America, all of this simping, all of this is because we're heading towards, with the African American community, right? The majority of the households are single mother households and or broken households, right? And then that's, typically what the government does and the elites do to the black community. They experiment on the black community, and then they bring it on up to the whites. And now they're trying to fucking destroy the family for, the other people in America. And when you come from these single mother households, these broken homes, it's just, it really fucks with your inner game. And then that's when you start simping. That's when you start not really loving yourself. And so you think okay, this girl's treating me like shit, but if I give her money, or if I give her this, or if I give her that, then she's going to like me. And then reality is, no, she's just going to fleece you for resources while she goes and finds a guy that she does like. So, it's the backbone of all the problems in our culture is bad inner game, in my personal theory.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think that is what it is. Our inner game has gotten worse as technology and productivity based on technology and machines and tools have gotten better. You know what I mean? And so what's suffered is the inner game and the parts, the things that are inside of us. I think that, that's just what I think. I think that when people had to spend more time with themselves in contemplation, instead of being able to distract themselves with all the things going on in the world, we've built a more mentally and emotionally unstable human being over decades and decades and decades. And so, and that's the challenge that we have. And so now we have all these people who are mentally and emotionally unstable, trying to make choices, on things like laws and what they consume and how they behave in public, how they run their relationships and how they show up to work and all these different things. And it's, there's so many people are just unsatisfied and struggling, because of it. It's just so, and that's just what it is. And they don't feel good about themselves. And I think people are just really suppressed nowadays. And it hinders a lot of things for them,